In the dark, twisted world of Gotham City, a battle unlike any other is about to unfold. A battle between the relentless force of evil and the ultimate symbol of justice. On one side stands Batman, as portrayed by Michael Keaton in the 1989 Batman film, a vigilante who has spent years perfecting his combat skills, intelligence, and strategy to rid his city of crime. On the other, Michael Myers, the unrelenting force of pure evil from John Carpenter's 1978 Halloween, a being of near supernatural endurance who has spent decades striking fear into the hearts of his victims. If these two icons of cinema were to collide, who would emerge victorious? In this video, we are going to examine the unique strengths, abilities, and weaknesses of the specific iterations of Batman from the 1989 Tim Burton movie, and Michael Myers from John Carpenter's original Halloween movie from 1978. Then we will imagine a hypothetical scenario where these two characters might encounter each other in a fight. Make sure to stick around until the end to find out which of these iconic characters would most likely win in a fight. Batman, famously portrayed by Michael Keaton in the classic 1989 film, is not just a man in a mask. He is a master tactician, a skilled martial artist, and a relentless crime fighter with an arsenal of technology at his disposal. His batsuit, reinforced with body armor, grants him resistance to blunt force trauma, knife attacks, and even gunfire to an extent. His utility belt is stocked with gadgets, from batarangs and smoke bombs to a grappling gun that allows him to move swiftly through the city. He has faced Gotham's most dangerous criminals, the Joker, the Penguin, and a whole host of thugs, goons, and henchmen. His ability to analyze and adapt in combat makes him one of the most formidable hand-to-hand fighters in cinematic history. And although he is a normal, non-enhanced human beneath the cowl and cape, he is something far greater than that. He is Gotham's unseen guardian, a nightmare to the criminal underworld, a warrior in the shadows, and the relentless force known as the Dark Knight. Michael Myers, on the other hand, is something far beyond human. While he lacks Batman's intellect or advanced weaponry, he makes up for it with sheer, unstoppable endurance and strength. In Halloween 1978, he withstands gunshots, knife wounds, and falls that would kill any ordinary person, only to rise again, seemingly unharmed. His strength allows him to lift grown men with one hand, snap necks effortlessly, and punch through wooden doors as if they were paper. He does not feel pain as a normal man does, nor does he exhibit fear. He is a silent, patient predator, stalking his victims with a slow, methodical gait, ensuring that no matter how fast they run, they will eventually meet their doom. While Batman is an exceptional fighter, he is still human. He bleeds, he can be injured, and prolonged combat against an enemy with superior endurance can wear him down. His reliance on gadgets and technology means that if he is caught off guard or disarmed, he is forced to rely solely on his physical abilities. Furthermore, his sense of morality prevents him from outright killing his enemies, which may put him at a disadvantage against a foe like Michael Myers, who will not hesitate. Michael Myers, for all his strength and resilience, is not invincible. He has been slowed by severe injuries, momentarily incapacitated by gunfire, and even momentarily stunned when faced with extreme force. He lacks any real intelligence or strategy beyond his predatory instincts, making him predictable. He does not use weapons beyond what he can find, and he does not engage in tactics beyond slowly overwhelming his opponent. And although his durability is legendary, it is not infinite. And now, let's envision a scenario where these two would encounter each other in a fight, and then we will determine who would win. But first, we post videos like this weekly, pitting iconic characters against each other. If you have characters that you'd like to see duke it out, comment your ideas below. We often take suggestions from our viewers, and so your ideas could be used in one of our future videos. Imagine a scenario where the Riddler has orchestrated a twisted scheme, directing events from the shadows to lead Michael Myers straight into the heart of Gotham. Michael has escaped from Smith's Grove Sanitarium yet again. But this time, his path is deliberately guided by Gotham's most enigmatic criminal mastermind. Through a series of manipulations and carefully placed clues, the Riddler ensures that Michael arrives in Gotham, his natural instincts driving him to hunt as he always does. A young woman, lost in the dark maze of Gotham's alleyways, finds herself the target of the Shape. Michael follows her with slow, deliberate steps, his knife glinting under the dim light of the street lamps. She runs, but it is futile. He is always there, always close behind. As she turns a corner, she finds herself at a dead end, with no way of escape and seemingly no one to help. Michael Myers, with his butcher knife in hand, slowly closes in as terror and panic overwhelm the helpless woman. Yet above the alleyway, high up on the rooftops, a figure draped in the shadows watches silently. Michael, oblivious to this mysterious figure on the rooftop, moves closer to the woman as she begins to frantically scream for help. And then suddenly, Batman, with his cape spread wide, drops from the rooftops above, landing in the alleyway behind Michael. With rapid and precise movement, he tosses his rope batarang, entangling Michael's legs, and with a yank, brings him crashing to the ground. The woman quickly rushes past Batman, fleeing out of the alleyway as Michael uses his knife to cut the rope from his legs and stands back to his feet. Batman steps forward, his piercing gaze locking onto the masked figure in the alley. "That's far enough," he growls. Michael does not speak. He does not react. He merely tilts his head, studying the dark night like he would any other prey. Then, with slow, deliberate steps, he advances. The fight begins. Batman strikes first, moving with skill and speed, his gauntleted fist slamming repeated blows into Michael's face and body, while simultaneously ducking and dodging as Michael wildly swings his knife. A normal man would stagger, perhaps fall for this overwhelming onslaught by Batman, but Michael seemingly absorbs the hits and keeps attacking with relentless wild swings. Batman continues with a flurry of strikes, punches, kicks, precision blows aimed at disabling joints and knocking the killer off balance. But Michael does not falter. Again he slashes his knife at Batman, who barely dodges, the blade cutting through the fabric of his cape. Batman goes in for another strike with his fist, but this time Michael catches his wrist mid-swing, and with a fling of his arm, sends Batman flying and crashing into a brick wall. Batman is surprised by the strength of his opponent, but hardly fazed by the attack. He stands back to his feet and raises both wrist gauntlets in the air, just in time to block an incoming swing from Michael's knife. Sparks fly as Batman continues to use his bladed gauntlets to block Michael's relentless knife attacks, as the sound of clinking metal echoes through the alleyway. After a few moments of defending against Michael's aggressive attack, Batman gains some distance and deploys his gadgets. A batarang slices through the air, striking Michael in the chest. It lodges deep, but Michael does not react. He simply continues his attack. A smoke bomb fills the alley, engulfing them in a thick cloud as Batman disappears into the shadows. Michael walks forward through the smoke, his pale white mask shifting back and forth as he searches for Batman. Then suddenly, the flash of a black form pierces through the smoke. A gloved fist collides with Michael's jaw, snapping his head to the side. The force sends him stumbling to one knee, but before he can even react, Batman is gone, consumed once more by the darkness. Michael slowly rises, his grip on his knife tightening. Another strike comes from behind, a sharp kick landing against his spine, causing him to lurch forward. Again, Batman vanishes. Michael swings wildly into the smoke, slashing his blade through empty air, his heavy breathing the only sound in the thick fog. Again, another attack, this time a hard strike to the ribs, the crunch of bone evident even beneath the mask. Batman is relentless, a wraith in the darkness, striking and vanishing in an endless rhythm of punishment. A punch to the temple, a strike to the knee, an elbow to the throat. Michael staggers, his monstrous endurance the only thing keeping him standing. But even he is not invincible. Then a shift. Michael stands still, mask shifting left, then right. He listens, waits. When the next strike comes, Michael is ready. With inhuman speed, he swings his arm at just the right moment, catching Batman off guard and knocking him to the ground. The Dark Knight barely has time to recover before Michael is upon him. A powerful hand wraps around Batman's throat, lifting him off his feet with a monstrous strength. Batman's legs kick as Michael drives his knife forward in rapid, brutal jabs. His armor takes the first few stabs, but then one finds a vulnerable spot. The blade pierces through the side of Batman's stomach. Batman grimaces, the pain sharp and immediate, but this is Batman. Pain does not stop him. With a swift movement, he swings his bladed gauntlet, the sharp edges slashing through Michael's mask. Blood seeps from the wound, but Michael does not release his grip. Batman's breath begins to shorten, his vision swimming as Michael's fingers tighten around his throat. Thinking fast, Batman reaches for his belt, pulling his grappling gun in a single fluid motion. He fires. The line shoots upward, latching onto the edge of a building high above. With a sudden yank, Batman is lifted into the air. But Michael, like a relentless beast, refuses to let go. The two soar upward, locked in a deadly struggle. Then, at the perfect moment, Batman releases the grapple. They go plummeting, crashing onto the rooftop with a thunderous impact. The collision finally forces Michael to release his grip, sending both combatants rolling apart. Slowly they rise, bloodied, battered, but far from finished. Michael lunges forward, his attack as relentless as ever, but Batman is prepared. He dodges each strike, his movements precise, countering with well-placed punches and kicks. Michael begins to slow. Batman's punishment is taking its toll. A powerful kick to the stomach, followed by an immediate uppercut, sends Michael stumbling backward toward the edge of the roof. Michael steadies himself, his body broken, but his will unshaken. He grips his knife, ready for one final attack. But Batman is faster. With a sudden burst of speed, he leaps forward, driving a powerful kick straight into Michael's chest. The force sends the masked killer hurtling off the rooftop. Time slows as he plummets, his body twisting through the air before a bone-crunching impact echoes through the alleyway below. Pools of blood begin forming beneath him. Batman steps to the ledge to get a look at his fallen enemy. However, to Batman's amazement, Michael is nowhere to be seen. The alleyway is empty, except for the blood-soaked pavement. Batman narrows his eyes, fists clenching at his sides. He has fought many monsters, but Michael Myers is something else entirely. In the end, Batman would ultimately win this fight against Michael Myers because of his superior skill, advanced technology, and strategic mind. Although Michael is an almost supernatural force with a terrifying durability and relentless aggression, Batman is just a far superior combatant. Although Michael may land some serious blows, in the end, he would ultimately fall to the Dark Knight's mastery of stealth, martial arts, and battlefield tactics, which would ultimately allow him to control the fight. In the end, the Caped Crusader's skill, intellect, and resilience ensure that Gotham's protector stands victorious. However, even though Batman emerges victorious, Michael is not truly dead. He never is. Defeated but not destroyed, the shape vanishes into the darkness, destined to return and strike again when least expected. But for now, Gotham is safe. Its silent guardian stands victorious, unyielding, vigilant, and ever ready to face whatever darkness might rise to threaten the city next. Thanks for watching. We post weekly videos like this one, pitting various iconic characters against each other to determine who would win. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our new videos.